Most definitely. When we knew we had to play them again, especially both Virginia and Virginia Tech, we knew that we had to come out and just play our heart out because I think last year it kind of slipped away from us, but we just knew that we can't let that happen again. We got to go out and execute our game plan at the highest level and read our keys and be in the right spot.
How important was Saturday for y'all to get to 2-2 and not be 1-3? And Coach Clausen kind of struck a tone after the game that I really hadn't heard from him since like 2 years ago in the second half of the season when you guys kept winning games, like the game at NC State and then the win at Louisville. Like that was there's kind of some desperation behind that game, wasn't there?
Uh, it was just a key game that we had to win. Coming in knowing that we're 2-2 instead of 1-3 is a big thing for us. Plus, it was our first ACC win of the season, so it established a little bit of confidence in us that this season is not going to just be given to us. We're going to have to go out and fight. It's going to predicted to be a fourth quarter game at all times, especially going against competition like we did against UVA and the next one that we're going into against Virginia Tech. Uh, just having that mindset that we're 2-2, we got our first ACC win, and uh, we just got to keep building on that, keep getting better each and every week, fix all the things that we need to fix, and just prepare and execute.
Hey, Traveon. Obviously, you held UVA to just 3 points in the second half, made quite a few adjustments, it seems like. What's the key to kind of building off that second half and having that carry over against Virginia Tech Saturday?
Just be able to come out and execute whatever adjustments, because that was very key in that game is making adjustments. And coming into Virginia Tech, we know they're gonna probably have a game plan. They're gonna probably have some checks to what we do, so we got to be able to adjust with the game, adjust with what we're seeing, and execute our game plan and whatever adjustments that we make.
Trey, I asked you this at the end of the game about the confidence, that performance, especially in the second half, what that would do for the defense's confidence moving forward. Have you noticed a difference in the confidence since Saturday?
I think I do, especially with us in the back end. We had like young guys come out and get some experience, get some playing time, and they actually played pretty good. And having the confidence in them to go out and execute, it takes a little weight off the older guys or the veteran guys, because we know that they know what they're doing, they know how to prepare. It's just keeping them consistent, because the young guys, they have their stuff off the field, schoolwork, just making sure that they're caught up with the game plan, getting up and watching film, staying on them, making sure they're doing everything right. So the season isn't too much of a hassle for them. So just staying on the young guys and pretty much getting them up, watching film, because next man up mentality when something else goes wrong. So we just having everybody confident in each other, having everybody accountable to each other is great going into next week.
You mentioned the young guys. Kalen and Nick had really good games against Virginia. You talked about that helping you guys, the older guys, knowing that you have confidence in them. What do you think that does for them moving forward, just on the field, those performances that they had?
It's giving them experience. It's allowing them to get on the field and get reps against good competition, and pretty much they're coming out and they're preparing like an older guy, especially Nick. He's in the film room just as much as I am, and having them come in and want to get better, want to correct all the mistakes that they do make, and keep progressing throughout the weeks. So when it gets late in the season, when we get people back, we have depth. And that was a big factor coming into the season, is developing depth. And now seeing Nick and them coming in and actually playing and stepping up is a big thing.
Trey, you're not the first one to be complimentary of Nick's preparation. You sometimes have to remind yourself that he's a true freshman and then he's a walk-on.
I knew he was a true freshman. I didn't even think he was a walk-on. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know he was a walk-on.
Okay, well, now that you know that, he's out there. He's got 9 tackles. You know, I think the Clemson game, like the third play of the game, he subs in on a third down package. Like, this isn't really normal stuff for a true freshman walk-on, is it?
I mean, it's not, but at the same time, I'm gonna treat him like any other guy on the defense. I mean, if you gonna be a starter and you gonna come out and play, I'm gonna hold you accountable just like I do everybody else, regardless of what your year is. You just got to come out, execute, prepare like you're a veteran, and just be ready when your number is called.
That's a respect factor that has to be earned. Is that earned over the summer and in fall camp?
Uh, Pretty much. Having over the like fall camp and then coming in early on in the season. I mean, seeing the potential in those guys, it's kind of a good thing because, like I said, we want to develop depth and having them show a little glimpse of potential that they can make these plays, they can be held accountable. Uh, was a good side coming in, and now we're actually seeing it that they're actually ready to play.
You've been around for a while now, redshirt senior. Do you ever look at those young guys and say, "Man, I wonder what I was like back when I was a freshman all those years ago, and what was going through your head, and what the coaches were thinking about you back then?"
Uh, I have been here for a long time, and I do think back to those days, and I just want to tell them just all the knowledge that I've accumulated over the years, and just regurgitate it back to them and be like, look, just focus on what you need to focus on. Some things is just gonna happen, and you can't control it. Just control the controllables, and get up and watch film as much as possible. That's the big thing. Knowing what you need to do, knowing how you need to do it, know what's coming, and how to pretty much execute what you're doing at a fast pace, and just keep reiterating that to them was like a big thing for me.
Hey, Trey, talk if you would talk a little bit about why film study is so important, and maybe how long does it take players when they get to college to realize that?
Um, it takes some people longer than others. I think Nick gets it. Not all freshmen get it that quick. Um, Especially for me, I knew that film study coming in was going to be key to me getting on the field as quick as I needed to, and actually knowing what I'm doing and actually playing fast. That's the big thing about watching film is when you know what's coming and can know what you're doing and execute it at a high level. That's where you get to make plays. That's where you end up in places that you need to be and know the whole defense as a whole. You're able to learn multiple positions because you know yours so well that you know what other people are doing. And that comes with film study and then being able to get up there and have the discipline to want to get up there as many hours out of the day as possible.
Is it fair to say that that kind of creates instinct, and that you don't want to be thinking so much when you're out there, you just want to react?
Mm-hmm. Keeping the mind clear, not thinking too much, and it allows you to play more fluently and fast.
Thank you.
Trey, looking at Virginia Tech's offense, what are some of the biggest challenges that they can present to you and your defense?
Uh, they've run the ball pretty well. They're gaining so many yards a game, and we just want to minimize that as much as we can because we know they're a heavy run team, especially running the ball with their quarterback. It causes some issues and some of the coverages with him being so agile and being able to run the ball at will. So it's kind of keeping us on our toes, having us get into certain packages to stop the run because we know they're going to run the ball. They trust their run game so well that we know we're going to get tested in that aspect of the game.
Anything else for Traveon?